Ayun na nga, it's another Sunday here in the Philippines, Sunday morning here in America. But today we will talk about the power of a woman. But before we get started, let's go ahead and introduce my co-host for this episode and every single episode of WTF. Please welcome the one and only Eddie hindi pala, si Mamni. Ito na. Hi, Mamni! Wala kang... Naka-mute ka.
I won't be Momni if I won't keep on forgetting na naka-mute po ako. So, ganun po talaga trademark ni Momni. Hello everybody. Hello Doc Eddie. Good morning there in America. Good afternoon here in Europe. And of course, good evening there in the Philippines. And
Yes.
Hello there sa mga nanonood. Hello community. Hello Kumu, even if I don't see you. Hello there FB world. Hi Tris! Hi Agnes! Yes. Hi Ed! Hi there! Sino pang nasa Facebook na nanonood? Hello there!
Yes.
6,000 viewers na pala ngayon ng ano.
Yes, please keep on sharing the stream.
Yes.
And also on Kumu, shout out kay Shan who's there watching right now, and Marietta who just watched, and people who are watching on their computer right now on Kumu. Hello to all of you. Happy Sunday. So ayun na nga.
Happy Sunday and happy last Sunday of the month, which is, yun na nga, ay, syempre, month ng kababayan. Speaking of which, excited ako. Nakita ko na sa backstage ang ating guest.
Yes.
Pero wait, yung Doc Eddie, nababasa mo ba nakasulat dito bilang isang babae?
Underestimate me, that'll be fun.
So,
I think hindi lang bilang babae yan, Momni. Bilang Momni yan.
Bilang Momni. Bilang Momni. And Doc Eddie, thank you for having this idea na last Sunday of March, hindi tayo nakipagsabayan during the time when everybody's really giving, nagbibigay pugay sa kababaihan sa buong mundo. But we didn't really, we have our own pacing, and that is what I appreciate about you. Hindi tayo nakikipagsabayan sa karamihan, and that's how we do it. In what
Exactly. And I think that's important to acknowledge and give credit to all the women out there, especially those who are watching here right now. Kasi hindi malalaman ng isang lalaki kung anong pinagdadaanan ng isang babae. Diba? So, yun ang like for me as a woman at heart, pag weekends, ayun, alam ko I can only imagine the things that you guys have to go through, not just personally, physically, but also in society. There's so much more things that we can improve on, and tag dito, and also just acknowledge and give credit to when it comes to being a woman.
Oh,
So,
yes.
hi MJ Flores, kay JD the newbie. Welcome, welcome, and welcome to
Yes. And of
WTF.
course, paki-share naman ang ating live stream. For those there on Kumu, please invite naman and share the live stream there on Kumu and also in Facebook kasi napaka-importante nitong stream na to, nitong topic na to, especially for, for those who, lahat tayo, not everybody can be a mother, definitely. But all of
Mhm.
us were born by a woman. So,
Yes.
to give credit and honor to those who born us,
Tama. Ako rin,
paki-share.
ma'am, minsan-minsan I question myself, am I born as a human? Kasi minsan-minsan hindi ko alam kung tao ako or hayop. Minsan-minsan, Diyos ko po.
Well, yung hayop, medyo hayop sa galing, hayop sa ganda.
Oo Anyway.
Whether. Pero yung guest natin, Doc Eddie, di ba? Believe ako dito sa batang
Yeah.
to. Hayop sa galing. Hayop sa galing tong batang na to. So, actually, hiningan ko siya ng bio note, Doc Eddie. Hindi niya ako binigyan. So, sabi ko sa kanya, paano ko ipapakilala to? So, babalik ako, sabi ko, nako, mamaya talaga ilalaglag kita. How were you when you were young? My goodness.
Ayan, oh my gosh, I wanna hear.
For tonight, for this afternoon, and for this morning, estudyante ko to sa Assumption, San Lorenzo. And she's one of, I don't claim, hindi ako aamin. Kahit anong sabihin nyo, hindi ako aamin na may favorite ako. Hindi ako aamin na may favorite ako. Pero this kid, when she was, was still a kid, kasi hindi siya kid, woman na rin siya ngayon. She's very, very bright. She's very, very, how do you call this? Yung outstanding din siya sa klase nila kasi hindi siya mahiyain. Napaka-outspoken niya. And she would always, basta may narinig na ako sa likuran ko na sumisigaw ng matinis na, Miss! I knew it's Alex. Okay? So, and kaya ako believe ngayon sa kanya is that, let's credit na sa mga teachers. Ang mga teachers talaga have an eye on this. That they know kapag ang bata talaga would go places. I mean, you will really have, that foresight na itong batang to would really come far, would really go far, I mean. And true enough, nung nakita ko na yung mga photos niya, thank you sa technology, no? Nung nakita ko na, my goodness, these are the things that I won't even dare to go. Pumutok ang bulkan nandun. Nasa ibabaw ng translasyon, di ba? I was telling kanina, yung sa, di ba, every January, ang Nazareno, iniikot. And laging mga lalaki, ang nakikita kong nasa itaas noon, o naghihila noon. But she was there, above there, nandun sa taas, nakaakyat. And, in all, I mean, during the time that there are really, killings of the young people. And I would really look at her pictures and would be odd yung lakas ng loob ng bata na to take those pictures. So, without further ado, Doc Eddie, come on, I'm so excited na makakwentuhan na natin.
Yes. So WTF, let's welcome. Go ahead, Momni.
Alecs Ongcal!
Ayan!
Oh my gosh. Naku, nilalaglag niya na ako Wala pa ako dito, nilalaglag niya na kagad ako.
Hi, Alex. Nice to meet you.
Hello, thank you for having me tonight.
Yes, we're so excited to get to know you. Ang dami na nakwento ni Mommy, and actually, in the last week or so, I've been an avid stalker of yours on both Facebook and Instagram.
Yes.
No, because you're a photojournalist, and pictures really means a lot of things to different people, different perspective all over the world. And yung mga pictures mo na nakita ko, and I can only imagine the journey that you went through just to take those shots. Kaya nga sobrang nakaka-inspire ang mga photojournalists. And as a veteran myself, I used to serve in the Air Force, and I served some employee deployments in the war. I can only imagine yung mga napagdaanan mo, especially dun sa Marawi in the
Yeah.
Philippines. My gosh, when I saw those things, it took me back. But I'm so amazed by a woman like you who have gone through all that.
Oh, thank you for your
Yeah.
service. Oh my gosh,
Ah,
like anyone, especially na I've gone through all of that. Like, ang taas talaga ng tingin ko on everyone who's gone through service, either it's sa military, in medical field, wala. Like, you have my kudos and everything. So thank you.
aw. That was the pleasure's all mine serving the country. Ayan.
The first question should be, Alex, why are you into, wag muna dun sa photojournalism, wag muna dun, pero into photography muna.
Yes.
Yeah. Ano ko, Miss Larnie, alam mo naman yan, since grade school pa lang, I've already been holding a camera, di ba?
So, yan.
Yeah, actually, okay, I don't really usually talk about this. Medyo personal level to, but since Miss Larnie is here, we'll go into that. Kasi, like, okay, grade school pa lang, that's where I kind of developed my hobby into photography. I never really knew that I wanna pursue this as a profession. But ako ko, like, since I was a kid, parang talagang pinabayaan nila ako. Okay, gusto niya mag-picture. And I asked permission if I can take photos for the yearbook club and all of that. Pinabayaan nila ako. And I think it's because of that freedom and because of that, I don't know, be very lenient with me and said, okay, you wanna hone your talent with that. Kasi dati naman, hindi naman uso ang photography eh. Wala naman talaga digital camera at that time. Sorry, I'm still young, pero I'm in that transition age with the technology. Hindi pa ganun uso talaga ang digital camera, diba? So, sobrang bihira lang talaga ang may digicam nun. Pero siguro at that time, nakita nila na, mahilig talaga ako makumuha. Pinabayaan nila ako. And ang laki ng pasasalamat ko sa kanila na they did that. Like, okay, I think we needed someone to document what's ever happening in school. And I think it's because of that I enjoyed what I did. And from there, actually, it's a love-hate relationship with what I'm doing. But it will always go back to, okay, I think this is where people needed me. This is where I think I'm good at it. And I'll pursue it. So, and nakita ko din yun sa kanila because they really did encourage me to pursue this supposedly hobby that became a profession and then a passion. So thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Doon ako na-touch dun sa, I think this is where I am needed. That is so very assumption schooling of you.
Lumalabas ba?
I saw Maria Eugenie there. Yeah.
But it's true though, taking the pictures, anybody can take a picture. Diba? But to capture it from an angle where it tells a story, yun ang importante. I think that's what separates an average Joe to an actual photographer. Diba? Kaya nga, like imagine, like, if in one shot, and pakita muna natin yung mga pictures niya pala so we can you have an idea of how talented Alex is.
Okay.
Paano kasi
by the way while pine-prepare ni Doc Eddie, for those who are watching, alam nyo, nasa Nikon event si Alex ngayon. Kaya, thank you Alex. No? She's one of the, nakita ko, team leaders ka, Alex, ng Nikon, and later kukwento mo sa amin yan. Ha? So these are the pictures.
Diba? I mean, just
That
the story behind all of these.
Yes. Yung ash fall sa Tagaytay. Alex, you were there. My goodness. Lahat ng tao pinaalis nun. But buti hindi ka hinihika. Buti hindi ka nagkakasakit.
Diba?
Taal was a very memorable coverage for me. Kasi talagang ito yung time na everyone was literally going out of Batangas to get out of yung spew ng ash, diba?
Yes.
Pero kami baliktad. Kung saan lumili ka sa mga tao, doon kami pupunta. And we had to really look for the stories that are happening around. For me to even, so bihira lang yung tao nakakuha or to even have access in the volcano island itself. But somehow with the residents around, we were able to make friends and communicate with them. Pinayagan kami to go to the volcano island, and kaya ako nakuha yung shots dun mismo sa crater while it's still somewhat active. So it was during that week. So, pagdating namin sa Batangas, talagang nakikita namin lumalabas pa rin yung ash dun sa crater. Like, oh shit, safe pa ba tayo dito? Pero sige, hanggang dito pa tayo, mukha naman, try na lang natin lumabas kung whatever yung mangyari. Pero so yun,
Kung makakalabas ka, hindi ka natakot. I mean,
natakot
the
doon.
fear.
At that time, siguro kasi we knew we're in a somewhat safe vicinity kasi nandun din naman kasi ina-evacuate yung mga residences. But okay, to be honest, medyo natakot talaga ako nung nandun ako sa Volcano Island because sinabi namin, if anything happens at that time, wala kami pupuntahan. Either if we're in the crater or at the foot of the island, damay-damay lahat. Pero nandun na kami, we were able to get access, me and my team. So, nangyari, it's like, okay, fine. Sinundan na lang namin yung protagonist or yung story ko at that time. And sinabi nila, papasok sila dun sa crater, papasok sila sa within the island. And kaya ako nakapunta dun sa crater. So, I was like, okay, so may access kami dito. Why not shoot it? So, sinabi na, damay-damay na. Kung ano may nangyari sa taas, gano'n hindi naman na makakalis ka agad. And sige, i-shoot na natin to. And good thing na lang, actually, we were very lucky that nothing happened. It was very safe at that time. We did weigh the pros and cons, and buti na lang, we were able to get out safe.
Yes. Hindi. Di ba? Kausap ka namin ngayon. Thank God.
Yeah.
But, Alex, di ba?
Pumunta lang kami because of a cow, right?
Yeah. Di ba? Parang, yung katotohanan kasi, we would always see talaga, ideally, di ba, through the journalist, through you, like you, and photojournalist, of what is really happening. No? So, yung chunk ng responsibility, di ba, of being there, being at the moment, how heavy is this on you?
I guess because we are the frontliners of telling the facts and the stories of what's happening, diba? And kami ngayon yung news tellers. The responsibility is quite higher than other photographers or other storytellers. Gingay sinasabi ko whenever we have talks, one of the difference between a photojournalist and other photographers is that we have a higher elevation of responsibility of telling facts. And telling facts and verifying all of the stories that are happening around, because supposedly kami nagpupunta ng balita and nasa sa amin yung editors and to do fact checks and all of those things. So elevated talaga yung responsibility.
Ibang level, no?
Yeah.
Ibang level responsibility. Doc Eddie, do you have a question?
My thing is, you're exposed to all of these things that other people would consider traumatic. Diba? You're exposed to natural disasters, you're exposed to wars, you're exposed to a lot of things na hindi kinakaya ng average person. Where do you get the courage from?
Aside from natural disasters, the initial situation I was putting myself in is in drug war. Diba? It's a very sensitive situation, and also the stories. Una, if we put ourselves in a position of privilege, now we were able to even talk to the peoples that are very much involved and affected during the situation. So, sa amin, aside from being affected with what's happening around, is that we have that responsibility of absorbing their story and being able to relay it for the rest of the audience to consume it properly. Diba?
Yeah.
Without, and sabihin natin, to filter it with less drama, but then with the same impact. So how are we gonna do that as storytellers? So nandun na sa amin yung challenge.
Yeah.
So honestly, nasa amin yung responsibility, nasa amin yung bigat ba na paano namin na-absorb all of these heavy stories and all of the trauma without transferring it to the audience.
Yes.
So, yun.
And ang nakakabilib doon, dahil nga ito ay pagpupugay sa mga kababaihan, Alex, you were able to penetrate a very a significant role in the society, if I could say the least, because diba, the fact that we've mentioned yung burden of carrying the truth of really what's happening at that moment, at that particular time, where the events are happening, whether it is a phenomena, something that Mother Nature gives us, or something that behind every man's decision, you are there. Pero kalimitan talaga mga lalaki. And kanina nang nagbabrowse again kami ng pictures mo, puro lalaki ang nasa paligid
Oo.
mo. Nasa itaas ka ng scaffoldings, lalaki ang mga nandun, di ba? How are you able to go into this field na we believed ancient time pang paniwala natin this is a work for men, but you're able to do that, and you are doing it so well.
Oh, thank you. Actually, I'm pretty lucky. As I thought, swerte lang siguro na I was brought into a time when I started off in this industry, somehow yung sorry, I will mention yung mga movements, yung mga Me Too movement and all of that. It also started. So somehow nagkakaroon ng awareness also with gender equality.
Yes.
So during my time, dito na din nagiging aware yung mga organizations to actually even consider, okay, fine. Oo nga no, all of our staff are male. Let's have let's even it out. Let's have some females. So totoo lang, yung mga wire agencies, they are actively choosing female photographers, female reporters and news tellers for this industry. So swerte din ako at this time. So if there are other like aspiring journalists, photojournalists, especially for girls, probably this is time for you to actually put out all of your lahat. Bring everything out and show them what you can do, because they're actively seeking female representatives. So isa yon. And I guess at that time, makulit lang din kasi ako.
Consistent ka talaga dyan sa bagay na
Oo,
yan.
alam niyo po yun, makulit talaga ako. Kahit sinasabi nila mahirap, kahit sinasabi nila delikado.
Delikado.
It doesn't persuade me. I'm just like, kasi gusto ko eh.
Yeah.
At masaya ako dito. Tsaka alam kong kaya ko.
Yeah.
Alam kong kaya ko. So kung alam kong kaya ko, hindi naman, sige, go. Although we would talk about it within the industry, is it more difficult for women to penetrate this industry? So I guess generally oo, especially if we have to go out in public. Kasi isipin mo, regardless of the occupation, wala ka sa amin yung responsibility of even creating news. Lalabas lang kami, magko-commute lang. Oh, dito sa bahay, pupunta sa mall. What's the first thing that we have to think of? We have to think of, saan ba kami pupunta? Just us being outside, we have to think, okay, I hope I don't get robbed, I don't get raped, I don't get catcalled. And it's just me going to one place to another. What if you have that added responsibility of like doing your job, having all of the gear, all of the expensive gear on you, tapos makikipag-interview ka and all that, and you're distracted on top of your safety. So yun lang. So we have to balance it out. So medyo,
you have a very strong will, you have a very smart mind, and you have a very strong neck, bringing all those heavy equipment around your neck, diba, and your shoulders. So when I saw that you were there in Marawi, my son was there actually. My military son, my son who is in Philippine Marines was there, and for a split second, oh my goodness, Alex is there also. Alam mo yung the anguish of a mother na parang dalawa na yung taong kilala ko na nandun sa field na yon. And really, a mother can just bombard the heavens for your safety. And I'm glad, you're able to. Oh, question ni Vincent John Espiritu from YouTube. Doc Eddie.
Ayan, watching on YouTube right now is Vincent. And he said, what advice you have for women who wants to work in a male-dominated field like the one that you're in now?
Oh no, grabe naman kuya, hirap naman. Napunta na spot naman ako. Minsan ko po yan. So, binubuli lang niya ako ngayon.
Hi, Pinsan. Hi, Kuya.
Hi, Kuya. Advice? Right now is really do you. I know there are a lot of people who would question your capabilities. Would question kung anong kaya mong gawin or just tinagalog ko lang. but you do you. There are workaways around. If it turns out safety, ask people, ask friends to come with you. Don't question yourself kasi alam mo naman kaya mo. And at the least is that uh, use this opportunity to show what we can really do. Kasi a lot of people would say na maganda lang yan kaya nakakuha ng ganyan yan. Parang ganun daw.
Yeah.
Pero hindi eh. Hindi nila alam yung hirap, hindi nila alam yung proseso for us to even get the story, to even get the access, to even get the interviews that we need. Sometimes it will put us in situations that are very uncomfortable, but then we're still safe. O, diba? So how can we not put ourselves and not ano ba yun? I'm losing the words right now, pero put ourselves in danger or put ourselves in a difficult situation while still doing jobs properly. So yun.
Doc Eddie, di ba? How about that? Thank you, Alex, for that
Yeah.
answer. Pero, totoo yung sinabi ni Alex na sometimes you would be put into a very, yung makakompromise din minsan, hindi lang yung safety mo, no? Or hindi lang yung comfort mo, but sometimes your principle, no?
Mhm.
At the end of the day, you still have your own set of mind, your own set of values and principles, and then andun ka, you would be talking to these people, interviewing them, asking them questions na at the back of your mind, alam mo, hindi eh, di ba? But you know, you do it so well. So how do you do that? How do you, can you be you pero parang, di ba, doing your job well into this field?
Siguro with that in mind, I guess if you're gonna do interviews, alam mo dapat kung ano yung priorities mo and what your end goal is, right? To have a story. And actually, yung sinasabi mo yan, natawa ako because the first thing came to mind was we were trying to shoot a campaign in 2016. Nalapit sana kami. Of course, we have to have access with the candidates, right?
Candidates.
Alam niyo po yun. Hindi ko alam kung alam niyo yan eh. Pero alam mo ba, hinalikan ako ni Duterte
Huh?
during the campaign. Oh, hindi mo alam yan. You're not doing your research. I'm kidding.
What?
Hindi, iba yung alam ko eh. Meron ako iba na alam kong pigil na pigil ka. Pero alam mo yun, natatawa ako minsan kasi alam kong pigil, alam kong hindi ko yun. Pero alam kong you just do it.
Alam ko, there are a lot of people. But then, in the end though, I did write my experience and it's online. It's in Raptor if you want to read it. But then yeah, during the campaign, Duterte was able to kiss me. Although sa cheeks, but still, right?
Yeah.
We weren't able to do anything about it. It was outside the coverage na. It was just I was just in the vicinity, just looking at him kasi nga he was still being interviewed by other people. Kami tapos na. Pero since the start of the event, kanina pa niya ako tinitingnan, sabi niya. Hinatak niya ako from the crowd. Ito, kanina ko pa ito pinag-iinitan. Pwede ba kita mahalikan? And while he was doing that, he was already kissing me. Gulat lang ako. So you're talking about like being compromised. That is very compromised.
I'm a little bit shocked right now. Ano?
Doc Eddie, kaya pa, Doc Eddie.
Sila Cayetano nandun. Kompleto.
Like
So
he just pulled you out from the crowd and he just started,
He did.
What?
He kissed me. Yeah. Punta ako nun.
Oh my God.
So sobrang galit ako. I was really in shock. I told my editors at that time I didn't wanna cover him anymore. So I did have a break from him for like 1 or 2 months.
Yeah.
But since at the time kasi I was still a student, I was still studying. So nagkaroon kasi ng ang tawag dito, ano yun? Debate supposedly sa Lasal, and that's where I studied. So since I was very near and sabi ko, this is my turf, diba? Bakit kita ibibigay sa ibang photographers? Inalok sa akin. Sabi ko, do you wanna shoot it? I was already there. Yeah, sige, I'll shoot him again. Kasi akala ko din sa nandun lahat. Siya lang yung pumunta. So since then, I was able to shoot it again. I was able to talk to his staff. I told them what happened. I told them I was very uncomfortable. Pabayaan mo na yung presidente natin. Ganyan talaga yan. Tingnan mo naman. Ganun yun. I said, sige sir. Okay.
Parang na-normalize, no? Parang, okay lang
It was. But then I wasn't able to do anything about it. Except I did write about it. So it's immortalized online.
That's good. And that's good that you're able to use your voice to let them know that what you felt about that situation and how it affected you. Kasi I mean, that's that you're being empowered to share your story, and also to let people know that things are not okay just because you are in a position of power. You can't do everything. Diba?
It's also very important to talk about the things that's happened to you, whether
Mm-hmm.
it be political or a public figure or not, maybe to a very personal experience for any women. It's
Mm-hmm.
important to talk about it. It doesn't have to be in a public space. It can be with your family, it can be with your best friend or a counselor. It's important to talk about it. Para lang hindi mo
Yes.
lang kim because ang dami nangyayari inside you, and it's difficult to process it on your own. It's good to have like accountability with someone else, just to hear one or two voices what's
Yeah.
happened. So if anything
I
happens, talk about it.
And I
Tama.
think that is one of your you're equipped with that. That's why you are not just surviving, but you're thriving really to be in that position, in that work. Na Doc Eddie, do you think? Kasi she's able to express it. Hindi niya tinago lang whatever yung feeling. Kasi kalimitan sa mga kababaihan, which I think this is the time really to assess, ourselves na kapag merong mga bagay na ginagawa sa atin na napaka-uncomfortable, we have to speak out and we have to say, hindi tama to. Hindi ako
Mm.
okay dyan. Diba? And you have to express it para hindi lang siya nakukuyo mo sa
Kinikim-kim. Yeah.
kalooban, kinikim-kim sa kalooban. And I think
Mm-mm.
that is one good thing that, I've heard this afternoon. So for the women out there who has, who has been offended or, who was kept quiet, who was told to be quiet, diba? You have to speak your story. Umbaga ng bahagya sabay sorry. Sabi ni Trisha. Sabi ni Trisha, buti Alex, hindi mo nga naman na umbagan yun. Umbagan mo lang ng bahagya. Sabay, oops, sorry.
Diba?
Yeah. It's not easy. I know it's not easy for people to speak out, especially for women to speak about this issue. But if it does happen, like have someone. I'm pretty sure. Even if sabihin natin may naalangan ka to talk about it, take that away just for a brief second and say, you know what, your life, your mental health is worth it just to talk about it. One
Yes.
maybe you magugulat ka na people are more more accepting. So yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's one thing to to experience all of this, to experience whatever you go through in your occupation. Pero to be resilient is another thing. How do you
Yeah.
bounce back, diba, from all the adversities and the obstacles that you go through sa trabaho and what you're exposed to, diba? I think the message that I want to share out there with people is mahirap minsan when you go through all of these experiences. How do you to stand up again and say, no, I won't let that define me. I won't
Yeah.
let that put me down. Instead, I'm going to make that into something that's positive, and that can be an advantage to me and to empower other women to feel the same way. So kudos on you, Alex. So that's a very admirable thing.
Thank you.
Yes. And Alex, how are you able to sa Nikon, di ba? How are you able to be, tinignan ko kanina yung poster, sabi ko, si Doc Eddie, sa mga team leaders, siya pa rin yung babaeng nandyan. The sole woman of the team leaders of Nikon.
Ano? Actually, may mga other female partners naman siguro. I mean, no, I'm not siguro. There are other female partners ang Nikon. Like sila Miss Annabelle Chavez, who are into like lifestyle and travel. The thing is, binabagayan din kasi yung event. Time kasi ng event na yan is more of like a photo walk, diba? So, kailangan talaga naglalakad, ganyan. So, binabagayan din sa genre. So, siguro ako lang yung female na medyo bumagay din sa genre. and again, we'll have to account also na medyo yung proportion ng numbers ng female and male photographers is mas dominated nga talaga ng males. Although, if sabihin natin, I will say it now, if medyo matyaga lang talaga ang marketing team ng mga of these brands, they will find a really vast number of very talented photographers out there, female photographers out there, Yung mga kasabayan ko, like all of that, sila Lisa Davis, sila Jam, sila all of that, ang gagaling nila. So,
Yeah. I agree. Pero, ang dami mong nabanggit kanina. Sabi mo nga, nagsimula ka with yung sa extrajudicial case, no? Yun yung parang nasabak ka doon, no? In the field. Doon ko nakita yung the stories of your photos, yung lakas ng loob mo. And then Marawi came, di ba? Ibang level din naman yung sa Marawi. Then, yung sa volcanic eruption kay mga bagyo, nakita ko, meron kang, a picture that we see sa backstage, yung nakapayong ka, but you were, I think, tying your shoelace there. So, habi ko, Doc Eddie, whatever the weather, di ba, nandun ka. Pero, and then meron ka rin photos ng sports. I mean, you're there in the field with this zoom lenses na talagang kasing haba ng legs mo. I mean, amongst everything that you shoot, Alex, ano yung talagang yung nagbigay ng impact sa'yo?
The impact. Ang hirap naman po ng tanong na yan. I think
sa dami.
Level of like, I guess, each coverages kasi is different. Iba din yung story na na-instill sa akin. Iba din yung impact sa akin. So, as much as I grow in this industry, and the more stories and the more coverages that I experience, talagang iba din yung learnings ko. And again, I'm still growing. There's still a lot for me to experience, and nagugulat pa rin talaga ako in every opportunity that I get in this industry. But if I'm gonna ask where it started and why I was able to say ito talaga yung gusto ko was I was starting out in college. Then siguro all I knew was photography and photography in general. Pero siguro ayun, I sumali kasi ako sa newspaper ng college namin, and sumama kami sa rally. It was my first rally ever. And sorry, Miss Laarni, alam mo yan, hindi niyo po kami in-educate na may rallies po in the Pilipinas from my high school. Hindi ko alam na nangyayari po yun.
Kahit kami ang nasa rally, your teachers attended rallies, but pagdating sa school, pagdating sa Assumption, zip your mouth, just do your job.
No, we didn't know that. Okay, I'm not saying I love my high school. I owe everything to my high school. It's just, at that time, may protest palang ganito. Okay, I thought kasi yung mga protests like save the dolphins, ganon, char.
Let's save the dolphins.
Alam niyo yan. No. But then in fairness like lately, like with the recent, sabihin natin with the recent campaigns, very active.
Very active, yeah, I know. No, actually, Alex, I would like to keep this, Doc Eddie, sorry pero alam mo yung, ayoko sanang itanong kasi pero sinimulan na ni Alex, they're sheltered. They were sheltered, no? Sa boundaries ng walls ng school.
Yeah.
For sure, sa bahay nila, ganun din. In as much as they're sheltered sa bahay nila, we also maintain that, being sheltered. Kahit nasa gitna ng Makati ang AC, still, we sheltered them from what's really happening sa labas na hindi maganda, na maaring magbigay ng trauma or what sa mga estudyante.
And I think that's appropriate. I mean, it's age appropriate at that time, di ba?
Yes, and then doon ako, kaya gusto ko itanong, Alex, hindi nyo alam yung mundo before. Hindi nyo alam ganong kadugo ang mundo. Pero eto ka, lumalangoy ka sa Quiapo. Lumalangoy ka sa dami ng tao sa Quiapo to be there para maakyat mo yung translasyon na yun. Doc, doon talaga, tumbling ako 3 times nung nakita ko si Alex nandun sa ibabaw ng mga kalalakihan nandun siya.
I believe it. I mean,
pag-akyatan siya nun. But yung difference, yun yung sinabi ni Alex. Hindi nila alam that there was such thing when they were young, when they were even in high school. Hindi nila alam na may ganong klase ng mundo sa labas ng bakuran ng Assumption. But then, kaya siguro andun ako sa bilib sa kanya is because amongst all na naging estudyante ko, siya yung nakita ko na merge into the reality of, I don't mean, sa madaming mga estudyante na merge into real life. Pero siya yung makikita mo na sa lahat ng aspekto ng pangyayari, nandun siya. Hindi lang siya yung nandun, nakaka-capture pa niya to share it with us, to share the real story with us. And I think, nung sinabi nga niya na dito ako kailangan, ang daming sinabi ni Alex na, alam mo yun, paulit-ulit sa utak ko ngayon na, siguro dito ako kailangan. Alex, how are you able to find and, cement it, believing in it, ng selyado, that you're needed there in that field?
That's a really good question. Even ako naisip ka agad ako. Tama pala, may kodigo to eh.
Alex, kahit favorite kita, walang kodigo.
Sorry, what's the question? How was I able to cement na this is...
Yeah,
this is
you
where I'm supposed
filled it.
to
Na parang, solid na to, dito ako.
Yeah, na kailangan ka dyan.
I think we're talking about passion, diba? And when our passion it meets our purpose. I think I'm not gonna go back. Medyo cliche that I'm going back to my high school. But then this is a very basic idea of where we're needed and what we're good at, and what we want to do, and where we're actually thriving, right? So if all of those aspects meet in the middle, and then maybe that is your purpose in life. So yun. It's funny because, okay, only child kasi ako, and my parents have a business. So I am also not pressured, I also want to do that, to take part of my parents' business, which I also am. But then, iba yung hatak nung, put quotations in it, calling, or yung passion mo into this industry. So mine is into photojournalism, telling stories through visual stories. And every time that I feel I'm not doing it, sabihin natin I would rest for like a couple of weeks or months, somehow binabalik-balikan ko siya. And doon na nga eh. And the worlds like would align to make it happen, na mag-publish, magkakaroon ako ng access to these things, magkakaroon ako ng stories that is like quite different, na oops, I want to share this. As I go, para sa akin talaga to. And I would think that.
So it's meant to be. But my question here also is for Momni. Momni, you being an educator a long time ago, and then seeing one of your students now being in this position and having this type of position to really empower other women and being, influential to others. How does it feel for you, Momni? Because I'm curious sa mga ganyan kasi, di ba? Teachers are important people for us back then. So
yes, Doc Eddie, nakaka-proud. Always. It will always be, you would be in a position you would be proud, at the same time you would also admire these young people. Kasi, they used to be these young kids, running after you, making kulit to you. Miss, hindi pa tapos yung ganito ka, miss. Diba? Miss, isa pa yan, miss, you smell good. What's your perfume, miss? Is that a cologne? Yung small things like that. Now, these young kids would really pester you about small things that, cute things that will, they will pester you around every day. But seeing them as, women of substance, diba? Women of, people who do things not just by the sight of just doing it, but doing it with a purpose. Kagaya na sinabi nga niya, na passion niya, at the same time, na feature na ilalabas yung story, na wala kang pupuntahan, Doc Eddie, but just to be proud. Silently.
Yeah.
You will be there silently, being proud to them, for them, and you would always keep them in your prayers to be safe.
Tama.
I mean, I think nung sa Marawi, dun na yata ako if there is someone who is crazy over praying, parang siguro part ako nung band na yun. Kasi I would bombard teachers also, my co-teachers sa Assumption na talagang, come on, let's pray for these troops, for the, and then nung nalaman ko Alex is also there, parang, oh my goodness, alam mo yung may dagdag nervyos ako that time. And and true enough, you would just be proud that they're out of their safe. That, we can still be with them. We can talk to them. And then ito nga, nakita ko yung nandun siya, tumakbo rin siya dun sa mismong island ng Vulcan. Parang, oh my gosh, I mean, very proud, very nakaka-admire. At the same time, alam mo yung you will keep them hold close to your heart na you would always include them in your prayers.
Of course.
For everything that you will always wish them well. And I think Alex is one of them. Lagi kong tinitingnan mga pictures niyan pag nagpo-post siya. Madami silang estudyante ko, Doc Eddie, na talagang kahit yung isa na ni-reach out ko dahil may sulat siya sa akin na nakita ko yung sulat niya and she's also doing well. I mean, kanya-kanya sila nang napuntahan sa buhay nila na very, very, women of essence talaga. But yung kay Alex lang ang maganda is nakikita kasi natin siya sa media. Nakikita natin na nagdadala siya ng balita, nagdadala sila ng, what's really happening. And tama yung sinabi niya lalabas tayo, safety lang natin, iisipin natin. Pero yung sa kanila at the same time, yung trabaho na yung anong maibibigay nila sa atin, sa mga nanonood, sa mga nagbabasa na magandang storya na realidad ng buhay. And that is good.
My gosh, Alex, kung alam mo lang, kasi usually WTF, we like to educate people on mental health. We like to educate people on like yung mga hugot na mga tao dito, yung love life and stuff. And then she gave me an idea for a topic this week. Sabi ko, Mommy, how about we let's see if we can invite a woman to celebrate and close out the month for Women's Month. Tapos agad-agad, sabi, "Oy, meron akong kilala." And then like within like literally like not even the day has passed, sabi niya, meron na ako nakuha. Sobrang excited.
Malakas sa akin.
Pumasok sa utak ko. I should admit, ikaw talaga sabi ko, okay, isang babaeng mahusay. Sabi ko, teka, meron akong kilala. Requirement kasi ni Doc Eddie, millennial.
Millennial, pasok pa ako.
Requirement ni Doc Eddie, sabi niya, yung millennial, para madaming makaka-relate sa atin. Kasi kung kaedad ko, Alex, madami yan, alam mo yan. Pero yung millennial,
millennial pa po.
Yes. And I think that's important kasi, like, especially with like, social media, technology and all that stuff, sometimes we forget the power of these young kids who are going to be our future, diba? Na they have a voice. And for, people like you, Alex, that, you are a role model. You are influencing, no matter whether you like it or not, or kung ano man yung, like, this is your passion, but this is also a livelihood to influence people na, hey, kaya mo to. Pwede mo maabutan yung nagawa ko. You can also walk in the same shoe that I can if you really put the courage and the passion and just put all those good things together and make it happen. Kaya sabi mo, diba, you do you. If you just do you, people, kayang-kaya nyo.
Yeah.
Totoo yan. Especially at this time. And they're very, they're very conscious about trying to equalize yung gender.
Diyos ko po, ang dami-daming nangyari pa sa mundo, and I think it's gonna continue to be that way. Especially like here in America, we're having it's as silly as it is, but we're having a fight between people banning drag queens from performing in different states. It's so stupid for me, pero why? It's an art, diba?
Akala ko may freedom of expression kayo, diba?
Tama.
Diba? Because you're not harming anyone.
No, you're encouraging people to be who they are. Kaya nga, ewan ko.
You're encouraging freedom. Oh my goodness.
I'm
cutting out there. Kidding.
Hindi, siguro, I don't know what should happen here para si Alex, makapunta dito eh. Lagi ko sinasabi, Alex, visit Venice. Visit me here. No? But, I mean, meron ka pa bang dream event na gusto mong i-cover?
Ako, mahirap yata yan. No, right now, kasi, dream event na, ang hirap din naman kasing umasa masyado eh. Like, sabihin natin, like, most shucks, I don't even want to say it publicly, but a lot of those supposed iconic photographs and nanalo mga awards and all of that
Mm.
come from a situation of pain, a situation of disaster, and I'm really not hoping for that.
Mm.
So, sadly, kasi sadly, it is the reality of our industry, of our job, na
Mhm.
ayun, yung mga iconic mga photos na nanggagaling sa mga ganon. So,
Mhm.
our supposed gain comes from other people's suffering, and I really don't want that.
Sufferings. Oh,
Mm.
yeah.
So, kung you're
Oh my
asking me if I have a
gosh, that
dream
is so
on
true.
pera, wag naman sana.
Oo nga.
Please no.
Napaisip ako doon. That is
KG.
so true. That's
So
so
if ever,
true.
and we're talking about, if we're gonna talk about even long form stories, what are the issues that are really relevant at the moment? And those issues are parang they're not so good issues. It's environment, either like pollution and all of these. It's still not good. Women's issues, because of what's happening with like violence, it's still not good. So parang wala yata. So wag muna. Let it come. We'll see.
Okay. Well, that's good ano din, no? Parang tama ka, no? Kalimitan talaga yung mga nananalo ng photographs are from if not man-made disasters, talagang a phenomena that the mother nature is really giving us, and ang nagpe-perish or yung nagsasuffer the humankind, or even everything that has life, and then that is very sad, and that is parang nga kaya nga bilib ako sa mga photos na kinukuhanan mo na you really have to have a strong gut to do that. I mean, I can just look at it with the story, pero yung how you compose it, I mean, you have to really have a very good eye on this, and yung story na gusto mo in just a shot or two, kailangan buo, and that is something na I don't know, Doc Eddie, ako honestly, there would be times na siguro kakayanin ko, pero most of the times hindi. Yung mga kuha na yun ng picture, but it's really something that, or someone having that strong persona can do. And kudos talaga to you, Alex, and sa mga kababaihan na gumagawa din of the same. I mean, there are also fields na hindi ganun kadali, though kaya namin talaga, for those who are watching, talaga kaya si Alex yung in-invite namin is because yung mundo niya, ginagalawan niya mundo is really dominated by men, and I think that is what what makes her so special, is that to lift other women also, na kung si Alex nga kaya niya, di ba? So we can also penetrate a place, a job, or somewhere that who used to be known as men dominated.
Yeah. And I think that's how it should be, Momni. Like, there's no such thing as different genders anymore. We all belong to one race. This is the human race. And I think all of us should be able to do whatever it is that we want to do, as long as we're doing it for, for the betterment of the world. Kahit na pag Miss Universe ang answer ko, yun ang totoo. Yun ang totoo talaga. Like, just be us. Just be you, like what Alex said. Kasi yun ang importante. No matter what gender you are, kaya nyo.
Totoo. And then speaking of Miss Universe, na-cover din niya si Pia Wurtzbach, ha, by the way. I mean, kaya di ba, lahat na aspekto, nakita ko na na-cover ni Alex. Kaya natanong, ano pa ba ang kulang? Alam mo yun, meron pa bang kulang? Pero I mean, I think everything.
Pang story hindi nakuha.
Dami pa rin.
Oo, and I think you're gonna have a lot more story that you're gonna na makukuha na mo na, Diyos ko, hindi ko inakalaan na ito naman sa Tagalog. I'm so sorry. Hindi ko minsan bulo-bulo ako sa Tagalog, Alex. So.
Okay, I should speak in English pala. Sorry.
But Alex, last question for me. How young were you when you started into photojournalism talaga? I mean, not yung, alam ko, elementary ka pa, nagka-camera ka na. But I mean, yung into the field of.
I started, actually, I started first year college right after high school, actually. So that's when I entered the school paper. Within the same year, I was able to get the yung Photojournalist Center of the Philippines. It's an organization. And meron kasi silang 5-day intensive workshop for photojournalism. And lahat ng mga distinguished editors and photojournalists nandoon to teach you and to able to talk to you about it and mentor you. And nangyari is meron silang scholarship for like students. And nakuha ko yun for that year.
Nice.
And I was still in I was still in first year college. So nakuha ko siya.
So young!
Yun, and saktong-sakto, yung field day namin when we have to make a story for our supposed workshop. I mean, it's not supposed, for our workshop. Yolanda yun.
Yolanda.
So, nasa Los Baños kami, all of the photos are like, grabe, ang lakas ng bagyo actually doon mismo sa Laguna. Tapos isipin mo, ang laki ng news na yun, diba? So, all of the stories that are happening, either Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, any stories about Yolanda, pasok. Tapos, a week after, so nakuha ko ng certification ko, may ID na ako na press because galing akong PC, sa workshop na yun. Yan, nakakuha ko ng access sa Villamor Air Base. Papunta na sana akong Tacloban nun. Pero the thing is, sabi ko, ay, wala akong extra clothes. So, hindi ako sumama sa C-130. Kasi wala akong extra clothes. And, pero pumayag na sila na sumakay ako. Anyway, so at that time, I was in first year college and I was like 17, 18.
Grabe, di ba, Doc Ed? Nakikita ko yung natutulog yan sa airport, ha? Minsan, yung mga late flights, makikita ka magla-live yan. Bigla dito kami sa airport, hindi pa kami makasakay. And nakasalampak siya talaga, literal, Doc Eddie. Kasi tayo nagre-reklamo sa biyahe natin, di ba? Hindi tayo komportable. Si Alex nasa sahig. Nakaupo, nakasalampak lang sa sahig.
Kailangan mo yan. Maayos pa po yun kung sa airport yun.
Diba?
I know.
Pero thank you, Alex, for taking your time to being with us. Ito yung isa sa mga problems namin dito kasi binibigyan lang namin ng sarili namin 1 hour airtime. Pero usually ang conversation, we wanna, surpass it. Pero
Okay, sabi ko nga lang kay Alex,
wala ka lang time dyan eh, joke. Akala ko pupunta na rin siya.
30 minutes ka lang, sabi ko kay Alex eh. No, but Alex, one last, siguro is yung message mo? Natanong na to ng pinsan mo kanina, but for everybody, not just for, well, especially for women also, but if you would be given really the chance to speak to these young people, especially young girls, what would be your message to them?
I think if you're gonna give your inner voice a chance to do whatever she wants and kung saan niya gusto talaga pumunta, listen to it. Maybe doon ka talaga. Sabihin natin na despite the situation that I was brought up to with, I guess matigas nga lang talaga ulo ko. I said na this is what I want to do, and I think na I'm just so miserable if I'm doing other things. If I'm not doing, I'll give it a chance, and maybe I can help someone out. Maybe I can do something with it, and give that inner voice a chance.
Give that inner voice a chance.
That's nice. That's so nice, Alex. Congratulations to everything that you're doing. You're doing it so well. Thank you for also allowing us to really ask you questions na walang kodigo.
I know, nagulat naman ako. Just nagulat naman pala.
Walang kodigo. Thank
you,
Alex.
Actually, Alex, susumbong ko si Mami. Actually, I was expecting an outline of questions dito. Pero wala siyang binigay. Sabi niya, hindi, na lang. Okay.
Wala ako na-prepare, promise. Sabi ko, last minute, oh my gosh, walang bio note kay Alex. Sabi ko, introduce ko na lang siya on how I know her. No, but congratulations din sa Nikon venture mo. I've been seeing you around with Nikon. And I know Nikon has the best, they're so good picking you to be there, and swerte nila.
Oo. Yeah.
Ang
And
Yeah,
then,
I'm swerte ako sa kanila. Swerte ako sa kanila.
yeah,
Yes,
and thank you for taking your time, taking, going out of the event just to be, spend an
yes,
hour with
with
us here.
us.
It really means a lot.
Thank you,
Malakas din sabi
Alex.
sa akin eh.
Oh,
Pag-uwi ko pala ulit, nako, meron akong dapat kitain.
Please, just let me know if you're gonna come back to the Philippines or if I'm gonna go to you. We should see each other.
Be here na lang.
Oh.
Yeah, I think so. I need to go around. I'm planning to really travel.
yes, it's so
Come on,
beautiful
come
over
on.
there sa Padova.
Si
Yeah,
Doc
ang
Eddie
dami.
was here last month. Kaya,
Oo, binisita ko si Mommy doon. Yun lang. Dapat ready kang kumain kasi ang sarap ng pagkain doon.
Now I'm
Yeah.
trying to do a fitness journey nga. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Alex, thank you.
Thank
Love
you,
you,
Alex.
Thank you so much
Nice
for
to
having
see you
me.
again.
Thank you. Ingat po. Have a
Thank
great
you.
day,
Nice to
everyone.
meet you
Bye-bye.
again.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. That was so inspiring. My gosh, ang bata niya. 17 nung nag-umpisa siya. Diba?
17, may press card na siya to do
Sean, thank you.
photos,
Wonderland.
no? It's
Pakain
so...
ko. Shen. Yeah. Anyways, so Mommy, ayun na nga. Let's go ahead and end this show or this episode of WTF. Thank you for all the people that were watching sa Facebook and sa Kumu. Yes, si Wonderland daw
Hello
17
there
din.
po, Doc Eddie. Para maituloy na natin, nagpapamanicure po ako nung nagsimula ako.
Oo, kanina pa yan. Sabi namin, ano yung mga pictures na kailangan para ipakita natin sa mga tao. Ayun, sabi niya, sandali lang, isa lang yung kamay kong ginagamit. Ngayon parang nagpapamanicure yung isang kamay niya.
May tutuloy ko
Thank
na.
you, Wonderland.
May pedicure pa nga po, hindi po natuloy. dahil mag-i-stream na po kami. No, thank you, Doc Eddie. Thank you for community. Hello
Thank you,
there.
Shen.
Thank you for
Thank you, Art.
watching. Facebook world,
Wonderland.
thank you for watching. Thank you, guys.
Yes.
Hello there, YouTube. Thank you for watching also.
Yes, and we will be back next week with another episode po ng WTF. Tignan namin kung ano po yung makaka-relate kayo again. Semper!
At
Diba?
ngayon, mabuhay ang kababaihan as we close the month of March. Which
Yes.
is
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's
honor to
April
all
na.
women. Yeah. Tuloy lang ang laban, mga kababaihan. Kaya na.
Oo. Kaya nyo yan. And ang tag dito. Yung mga lalaki dyan na gusto maging babae, kaya rin natin yan. Joke lang.
Gusto ko yan.
ganun kayo ka-inspiring. Anyways, thank you, Mom.
Thank you, guys. What
Thank you,
the
everybody.
fuck? Next week. See you.
Yes, see ya. Diyos ko po. Gutom na ako.